Now, account executive Aaron Bowles is bringing us into the city to try a trendy spot for Indian cuisine. He says it's all about authentic recipes made modern with locally sourced ingredients, some right from the chef's own farm. And Aaron promises the atmosphere is just as good as the food with a contemporary design and great energy. It's located in the Design District and it's called Ghee Indian Kitchen.
This is Niven Patel from Ghee Indian Kitchen here in downtown Dadeland. So Ghee Indian Kitchen started 3 years ago, and it's our take on like a modern, like farm-to-table Indian-style restaurant. We have a 2-acre farm in Homestead that we grow a lot of our produce, and we try to change with the seasons and adapt with what comes locally here. The menu is a little different than a lot of Indian restaurants. We kind of focus on this region where my ancestors are from. It's called Gujarat. It's a lot lighter flavors where the vegetables are kind of highlighted, and we don't really use a lot of curry powders per se. It's just more whole spices that kind of infuse the dishes. In Gujarat, there's a specific millet that grows that's only regionally to this small village where my ancestors are from, and it's called bonk. And we call it here on the menu green millet. The texture is almost like caviar. When you eat it, it's like little caviar pops in your mouth. But we kind of cook it like a polenta would be cooked. This dining room is all about energy. We have a fully open kitchen. You can see the whole dining room, and the people sitting can see the kitchen. I really believe the kitchen's the heart and soul of what this restaurant's all about.
Interesting, right? Like farm to table meets Indian and as well as beautiful design. I mean, there's so many things that go on here.
Absolutely.
In one very small little restaurant. I mean, the one in the Design District is smaller. We should point out that he has a second restaurant. His first restaurant actually is down south, which is where you went, right?
Yeah, the one in downtown Dadeland.
The one in Dadeland. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was his first.
Yeah.
And his second restaurant is in the Design District.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about it, because Indian cuisine is not one, sadly, that we have a lot of in South Florida.
Ghee is a place that's very modern, but yet the food is approachable. I think the chef is Niven Patel.
Niven is the chef, yes.
Yes. We had gained kind of a following to him, and him having a garden that he can bring some ingredients.
Well, more
to
than
his
a
restaurant.
garden, his family has a farm.
Yeah.
It's their family farm. Yeah,
Even better.
it's huge.
They did say that also. They shared with us that a lot of the ingredients came from their local farm, which I thought was awesome.
And I think at the end of the day, the food is just great.
The samosas that you had, how were they?
Samosas were awesome. Fried nicely, really flavorful.
Lots of vegetables inside of them.
Lots
right?
of vegetables.
Yeah.
And we had some nice chutneys and dipping sauces on the side to kind of like mix it up. So that was really good.
May?
I want to say that I had the chef's tasting, so I was able to have a little bit of everything.
That's great.
I had maybe 10 to 12 different
Wow.
little dishes. I couldn't even finish because I left and I was like, it was great.
Well, when you're having a new cuisine like this, I think that's a great
Yeah.
idea, is just to leave it into the chef's hands, and who better than,
Yeah, and I'm not
That
too
chef.
and I'm not too familiar with Indian food, so I was like, this is my chance. Okay.
So what'd you have?
I had the chicken masala.
Okay.
Just eating that, I thought it was like the perfect amount of spice where I felt a lot of flavor in my mouth and it wasn't overpowering. I'm not familiar with the spices that they use, but as I was biting into it, I was like, I thought it was great.
What'd you think, Jill?
I was super excited that Ghee
Have
was
you
one of the
been?
choices. I had never been before, but I love Indian food, and I've always felt I moved down here from New York. There was not a lot of good Indian restaurants. So someone else had mentioned it to me actually in passing, and then it was one of the choices, so I was really excited. We started out with a crispy cauliflower, which was delicious. It had lettuce wraps underneath it, which kind of reminded me of like an Asian lettuce wrap, but
Right.
with a crispy calamari. And so then we also ordered the chana masala, which is always one of my favorite Indian dishes. Good for vegetarians because it's a lot of chickpeas.
Aaron, let's try to jump into a few of the dishes you had. I know you had a grouper dish.
So yeah, the grouper dish, I believe it was turmeric crusted, and it was very flaky and light.
And you had a churrasco.
The Rogan Josh, the churrasco. So that was amazing. It came in this sauce, just a bunch of different seasonings mixed up, and to the end, you were getting every little bit, and you just wanted more and more. It was delicious.
How was the service?
Service was very good. Even going on a weekend night where it was very busy, packed, buzzing atmosphere, very attentive. They were on top of things and great explanations for all of the food, even for those that maybe weren't as comfortable with Indian food.
Yeah. So how are prices? Sometimes Indian food can get rather pricey because you do have to order quite a bit of it to feel sated. So what do you guys think of that?
I mean, I think the prices were reasonable for what you were getting, the type of restaurant it was, and where it was located. It's definitely a higher end Indian restaurant, but I mean, I thought it was definitely worth the prices.
All right, well, Aaron, Ghee Indian Kitchen was your choice. Please sum it up for us.
For those looking for modern Indian food, yet approachable, in the Design District, Ghee Indian Kitchen is an awesome choice.
May?
If you want to try something new, taste different spices, that's the place to go.
Jamie?
Definitely interesting dishes to try, great ambiance, and fantastic service.
To try Indian food made from the chef's own backyard, visit Ghee Indian Kitchen, located in the Miami Design District at 3620 Northeast 2nd Avenue, with a second location in Kendall, open Tuesday through Saturday for lunch and dinner. Reservations are accepted. The average price for dinner without drinks is about $40.